Oh, that just reminds me of those German guys who believe that fucking the Germany's still occupied by the Allied powers.
the German sovereign citizens movement.
Yeah. No, they have like their Reichsbürger, yeah, because they believe that the new constitution was in place by the occupying powers, and therefore they do not recognize it, and instead recognize earlier constitutions. Which ones?
Weren't you saying they also print their own money?
Print their own money and driver's license and gun licenses is the important thing.
There's a lot of places that want to do away with the government's control on money again, though. Like, around my actual small town, there are some places that accept a local scrip. I'm not even joking.
Let
me tell you about Bitcoin. With Bitcoin, the government has no touching on your money.
I mean, that's comparatively true. Like, that's why it was advertised and was somewhat successful.
What did
but
we
of
just
course,
take
that
a
was
picture
used for
ghosts.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We didn't even have to yell out "fight me" or anything, so it went pretty smoothly, I'd say.
Yeah, but now that ghost's soul is trapped in our picture box.
I mean, as you do. When you have to.
Are we gonna finally get we finally gonna get a Cordon Bleu, or whatever his name is?
Dr. Dell.
Yeah, Dr.
Now, before we talk to him, what voice do you imagine Dr. Dell, a deduct doctor, to have?
Well, if it isn't Max, what's up?
I was really expecting him to have more of a Foghorn Leghorn voice.
Yeah, I really didn't expect him to be like Graves from League of Legends.
Not good.
Just sort of generally low and grainy seems to be the default voice.
Dude who smoked a couple cigars in his lifetime. Yeah, so Dr. Dell
he says it doesn't look good before he's even seen the patient.
I mean, he just assumes everyone's gonna die, but, that's what a duck man can do when he doesn't really get humans.
I like how he looks like a duck.
So
He looks like
Dell
a duck and he walks like a duck.
is one of the few ones 100% required for the story, and therefore, in another way, also one of the easiest. You come and talk to him at this point in the story. Cool, I guess I'll get in your crew then. You seem like a good boy, Max. I appreciate that. They get lollipops
we
around
had
here.
not yet captured the concept of a chair.
Don't let the owl near any
You've
of
never had
those
to make a chair, Matt. Who needs to make chairs? Pedestrians, Matt. Not people like us, free thinkers.
Actually, the opposite of
people really need,
pedestrians.
the bread.
It's the opposite of pedestrians, because anyone in a car always is sitting down.
Exactly. Well, no. See, it's a thing that pedestrians need to sit down, but see, we aren't pedestrians. We get to sit down when we're in our moving things. You don't have chairs in a car, you have seats. We're not researching seats. We already know how seats work. We got a robot
you have
with a seat.
some chairs in a car.
Our robot is more of a Segway. It is piloted exclusively while standing.
Matt, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you clearly haven't examined the footage close enough. Goodness, am I just here surrounded by people who don't know the deep lore of Dark Cloud 2? I can't even finish that.
I mean, what is Dr. Dell if he is not a duck?
Oh, I never said he wasn't a duck.
No, it says he looks like a duck, which means he is not a duck, he merely looks like one.
The question is, does he quack like a duck?
No, we just saw by him talking.
But see, that's the thing. He doesn't have to talk like a duck.
He's repressed his
quacks.
Yeah,
now,
he's repressed his duck accent.
So if when he brings up really bad, strange medical theories like a duck, then we'll know he's a quack.
God damn it.
I just realized.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I just realized. He's a literal quack.
Alright, we got concept for bottle, bottle, and bottle.
Bottle, bottle, and ball are all my favorite triplet lawyers.
Oh, just System 5 WP2. Come on, everybody's got one of those, don't they?
I think I have.
Oh yeah, I'm looking across the room at mine right now.
Mine's in my car. The engine part.
The auction.
And so this is also the thing of and we almost got everyone. We just got Donnie.
We need an indestructible coin for Donnie.
We need Donnie and I think 2 others?
Alright, now we can see what's up with this bitch.
So, if I guess on an earlier point, so if you ever done, had enough of fighting Nazis in your RPGs, fucking, I guess the clan is literally a fucking RPG dungeon.
We've been waiting. She's gotten worse since you left. Hurry, do something. Anything.
As sick people often do. Well, nothing we can do.
I believe she has the vapors. That or hysteria.
Oh, it seems she's come down with intense pain. Or pleasure. Really, it's hard to tell the difference.
Not good at
Yeah,
all.
no,
Few
hysteria.
more days like this and she's done for. Looks
So,
like she's
I like that.
we need to
I
make
like
sure
that
that
because of hysteria.
pretty strong
I
dose
believe
of
the
two.
vibrator was the fifth
Regular
electric
medicine
tool
won't touch it.
invented
Toxic
That's
mist?
actually amazing. I forgot about
I
that.
see more of it these
because
days,
doctors were like
but we still don't know what causes
suffering from like major
absolutely
like
nothing we
hand
can do.
problems.
There's nothing you can do. Please try something.
This is before we realized that there was such a thing as a... Well, okay, men didn't realize there was such a thing as a female orgasm.
That can cure
Or
it.
forgot about it, at least.
Huh? Lao Chow?
That's right. In my time, there's a legendary chef named Lao Chow. They say
So
if you
China
eat his
exists
miracle
in
dish,
this
it'll cure
universe,
any kind
I
of sickness
think.
on the spot.
Look, we have a magical
Where do we
we have
have
a
to go to
magical
see
duck
him?
doctor.
Yes,
Anything's
but also-
possible.
Future,
Literally
a place called
China.
Starlight Temple will be built in Balance Valley. That's where all the sages gather.
I had some, like, fucking, I had some Chinese, like, shrimp and
There's a
broccoli
place there
a
called
couple
Lao
days
Chow's
ago, and I
Bistro.
almost threw up in my
Lao
mouth
Chow's the head
because
chef.
it was, like, cool, and it was too slimy for me. I can't take cool, soft, and
If we
slimy.
bring Lao Chow's Bistro back and go see him, we might be able to save Lin.
All right, Monica.
Maybe we're in...
Cool, soft, and
Just like
slimy
we
was my
did in
nickname back in
Sindane,
college.
We have to collect geostones here and use
I
them
mean,
to
maybe
change the
we're
future,
in...
right?
Not China. I mean,
Exactly,
Lin sounds
but
like
we've
a
gotta bring Lao
Chinese
Chow's Bistro
name,
back first.
which I'm pretty
It's
sure...
distinctly possible.
let's do
We
it.
might be in like the
Let's
weird
save
fusion between
Lin.
France and China, French
There's
China.
a passage in this valley that goes to the sea.
No, we're
It's
just
called
in the
Starlight
French
Canyon,
colonial
and I
area
bet we
or
can
near
find a
China.
Oh,
geostone
right,
somewhere
right.
there.
Ah, yes, famous for its
It's a
ever-changing
dangerous area,
plateaus.
though.
Yeah, the Indo-Chinese
that.
plateau,
Let's
also
go.
known as Tibet.
I'll be in the train. Just give me a call if you need me.
I guess it's stability on a different level there.
I'm counting
See,
on
the
you.
problem
You've
is right
got
now
to
that
save
Tibet is
Lin.
too free. We need to colonize it right away.
We're going to save her. Don't worry. In order to save Lin, who was on the verge of death, we had to venture into the dangerous Starlight Canyon.
Oh my.
Although I was worried about Crest being gone, I concentrated on Lin, who was still with us.
I mean, we can.
Chapter 3.
Oh,
The
oh man.
Sage of the Stars.
Gonna mix that right up, make a brilliant flavor on this roast of lamb. Excellent.
Delicious star lamb.
I think you mean Capricorn?
Oh, I do love having a whole ear of Capricorn here also.
Isn't Capricorn like half
This is where
fish?
Starlight Canyon starts.
No, not at
Let's
all.
get what we need to revive
Well,
the
yeah,
origin
kind
points
of.
here.
It's got like a fish tail.
Wasn't there another one that's a ram?
But before we change Balance Valley back, I've got to warn you about a few things.
Yeah, I think that's Aries.
Oh yeah.
Not to be
Balance
confused with
Valley
Mars.
is divided into 4 fields. The height of the 4 fields changes depending
Oh, I
on
guess
the
you're
weight
right.
of the
Yeah,
buildings
Capricorn
we
does
put
have a
on
half
each.
fish thing. I don't know what I was thinking of.
Probably Aries.
But Aries isn't in the same
If we want to
zodiac,
put
is
a
it?
big building there
Yes,
in the future,
it's the Greek
the
zodiac.
height of all 4 fields has to be the same.
The Northern, the non-Chinese
Wow,
zodiac.
Sounds a little harder this time.
You got the Chinese zodiac and the not Chinese
Yeah, but we
zodiac.
can do it. I just know it.
Okay.
And then you got Knights of the Zodiac, also known as Saint Seiya.
But that's an entire different kettle of fish.
And you got the Zodiac Killer.
Otherwise known as Ted Cruz.
I was not going to
Actual
make
human?
that joke, Matt. No one gives a fuck about Ted Cruz anymore.
Actual human Ted Cruz. Also, I think if you listen to Senate confirmation hearings, you'll find out that in fact a few people do give a fuck about Ted Cruz.
Look, man, if we're gonna get this country ever up to speed, we're gonna need to think about cruise control.
Ah yes, Speed 2.
What's the plot of Speed 2? Cruise Control.
There's a cruise ship and it just goes really fast.
That
And
seems like
then
so much easier to make sure it doesn't slow down.
Yeah, because there's like, you know, the ocean. I think the thing is that it's a direct course, because the movie ends with them crashing into a city, and it doesn't seem to change
that
much.
seems so hard for me to understand how you could make that happen, because like either you could steer away, or the alternate fact,
Maybe like the
boats
fucking...
are
They- so
much
that-
easier to get out of than a fucking bus.
Well, so I think the thing is that it's less about the danger to the people on the boat and more about this is a giant fucking boat that's gonna like crush this city, kind of.
I think it might be also like just out of control as opposed to it's in control but needs to be going at a certain speed. Like
Yeah,
a bus.
because I remember there's a point in there where they try to steer the boat by dropping the anchors, and the anchors just kind of rip off. I don't remember much about that movie. It sucked.
You don't say.
I also thought it was called Cruise Control because Tom Cruise was in it. But that turns out, no, that was very much not the case.
I just can't wait for Speed 4, the one with the whales.
Speed 4, across time and space. Which I guess was true of Speed 1.
It's true of every movie, Matt. Unless it is just a single, like, still thing of a person standing in a still. And then it's high art.
How nice to travel around. That's my voice for her.
What a potato face.
Command, nothing. What does she do? I saw something in there about hairbands.
I think she's the one who makes the coins flip good every time you use them. But get out of here, potato face.
She's the goodest at coin flips. Makes us only have the nice angels.
Show me the monster notes.
And this is all the sheriff
Show
can
me
do.
the monsty!
Shylusk. Lysma. Fulai. Flex.
Guys, did you know that putting bullets in balloons makes them pop?
Holy shit.
Fuck, right? Blew your mind just like that balloon.
Oh,
He
my
hates dishonesty.
you're
Wow, yeah, literally. Show me the monster notes.
Which, by the way, you can get an item to also do this.
Man, I don't know. If we're taking a monster course, shouldn't we be taking the notes ourselves?
Yes, in fact, that's what we're doing. The sheriff is eventually supplanted by a book.
Well, yeah, you get all the rules written down there, and no one will break them. The reason a sheriff exists is to tell people what the rules are. And this is how the Protestant Reformation happened.
So, that right there, when we were talking to Ferdinand, he is incredibly important. Because premium chicken is the best healing item we can get right now.
Well,
Sounds like the
there's
premium
also the
chicken
crunchy
looks
bread.
nothing like chicken.
Yeah, it's a roast.
the crunchy bread, which I will save
I mean-
for emergency.
Yes, this is true. Crunchy bread is better. However, you can't really procure more of it. Whereas
so you
for
have to
premium
hoard
chicken, you can just buy, and it's not that hard. So that's how we basically stay alive the best way around here. I once made the mistake of attempting to see how good a banana was at healing me, and then died of thirst because I couldn't actually eat anything else again.
Have you ever eaten a
Oh, right.
banana?
Thirst is right. Thirst is what determines how long you can be in the dungeon.
No, that was in...
That was in
our-
1, and it was awful.
Yeah,
Oh,
In
yeah.
this one, if you get the thirsty status, you just can't eat food.
you need the tasty water. And here's me looking for the dungeon entrance.
Not included in the premium guide.
But is included with the premium chicken meal that you can get right now at Ferdinand's.
Comes with a buttermilk biscuit.
Comes with the patented bread.
And tasty water. Alright, so how do you think the transitions are going to work between these levels?
We're gonna find bombs to blow up boulders.
How about gliding in on a bird?
Please, Matt. You aren't thinking nearly large enough.
I was just thinking about the first one we had a valve crank, and then the second one we had a saw.
Yeah, so natural progression is to riding in on a fucking vulture.
Vulture, nature's saw.
Alright. So, those imp guys are no... Okay, guess if you can see what these mask guys' gimmicks is.
Okay, is this the one where we need to get the scoop of the face behind
Yeah,
the
the
shield?
face behind the shield while he's biting in, which is kind of hard because you need to be in his bite range.
Yeah, geez, and also that's a super fast attack.
Also, the bite goes through your block.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It does penetrating... It's a penetrating bite.
It does do more damage if you don't block, but it still does a notable amount of damage if you do.
Yeah, he's a chip damage buster.
The positive thing, as we just saw here, though, that they actually don't have that much health. They're just
Yeah,
they're kind of
jeez.
annoying to hit. However, even while downed, they're technically invulnerable from the front as a side effect of their shields.
Jeez.
Yeah, so
Leave
you
some
basically
dodge
need to
rolls in
side
here.
strafe immediately as soon as they fall down.
Well, there's another way I figure out. Let's see, how long do I take to figure this out? This is a mistake because I think they're strong to Monica Sword. For some reason.
Well, you see, shield is stronger than sword.
You're thinking of Pens, Matt. Are you also a member of the Pen 15 Club?
Exclusive.
I just joined. I'm really excited for our activities. Got my brand. I got my tattoos and everything.
I didn't get a tattoo.
Still haven't figured out you can't attack them from.
That works.
Yep, that is also another way of doing it.
Ah, and now we have the tribesman's meat.
Now the question is it meat of the tribesmen or is it meat from the tribesmen? Up to you to decide, Internet. Please, text us your votes at 111 Dark Cloud. Thank you.
Standard texting message to apply. Please
Yeah.
ask your parents for permission before going online.
Please ask your parents' permission for calling the Spring Bunny. Did you ever hear about that? The Spring Bunny?
No.
Well, it was called the Spring Bunny, so it was one of those Hall of Story stuff things they had in the 80s.
Right.
I love
back when
Rams.
900 numbers were not exclusively sex lines.
Well, it was also because, like, people realized, like, they just went out of fashion because people realized you could just not pay for them. And also they were kind of scummy and a lot of them, like, fucking targeted children. But yeah, that's another thing. A strong attack while he's charging will knock him out of it. It leaves you in a better position to flank him.
Nice.
But yeah, there was like, you know, the Spring Bunny. Not the Easter Bunny, because we want to show these ads after Easter.
And also, we want to get, you know, non-Christians in here some sort too.
Please, man, it was the 80s.
Yeah, it's true. This is when Rankin Bass was still ruling the land. Trying to get that scoop now.
Yeah.
Unless you have like really combination fast reflexes and good control, the easiest way is just to like tank a hit.
And I don't have good controller right now. Although I'm just gonna throw this out here. Glad those guys are blue.
Yes, avoided a fiasco there.
Yeah. Never go full, Mr. Popo. Especially if you have a fucking shield like that. Oh, and by the way, the thing that amulet, I don't think that amulet like prevents me from, I think, getting poisoned. Kind of, not really.
Or is that the okay? That's not the petrifaction amulet.
Yeah. I think I made that.
Yeah. You
Okay.
Just made it
Oh, by the way, rams are Monica's strong to ram.
Yeah, Monica's pretty good against beasts in general, and they
Well,
are.
that
beast
one's
category.
also like kind of like a soldier dude wearing leather armor, so it makes sense a sword would be good against it.
I don't think there is like a subtype of monster that is soldier though. His classification, I believe, is beast. And yeah, she's pretty good against beasts in general, and also scaled creatures that aren't more about being rocks, like turtles. Turtles are technically more rock than scale.
So, you know, one thing I never thought about asking, but are these dungeon layouts static?
The enemies are always the same like there's the same configuration of enemies, but the layout is randomized.
There's some
Gotcha.
other parts that can stay depending on where it's set. Of course, like every time you go through, the same seals will be there. Whatever geostones hold objects in that area will be the same level every time. And if I believe, I'm not 100%
layouts
certain,
are
but I
random.
believe that if it has a sub area that requires like the secondary key inside the stage, I believe it will tell you if that that will always be the same in that particular stage. But other than that, except for boss rooms, layouts are random. Yeah.
And like the sub area will be in a random place. It'll just be there will be a sub area.
Yeah. Exactly that. Like it's not as if the sub area.
Yeah. So there's a certain number of things that are required to be there.
Yeah,
but
exactly, that it
they're-
gets
they're-
fed into the sea.
Wow. They even you can't even break the shield with the ride pod.
Not even with Clown's robo attack.
Look at that shield. It's bigger than the ride pod. How are you supposed to get around that?
Just gotta give him the old clown robo attack. Just reach around and give him that robot attack.
The good old Clown reach around.
Just reach right in there. Give him the robo attack. What are you waiting for, Max?
Look, I'll give him a reach around at the clown hand.
Give him the clown hand.
I'll go to circus.
Okay, baby, if you want me to give him the clown hand, I can give him the clown hand. The aristocrats.
We should have kept Potato Face.
Cross counter, I guess.
God damn, that like block zone is like stupid. You hit him in the ass and he still blocked that.
Yeah, see, once you get down to the standard flank issue, it ends up not being that bad. At first, they seem a little rough, but
Yeah, well, if they're in a tight area, or like
yeah,
if
that
there's,
can still
like,
be
multiple
unfortunate.
dudes.
But like a lot of areas in this game, it tends to like seem really rough at first, and then after you go through a few levels and get better equipment, like it's pretty easy.
Sure.
You can say this is where the real Dark Cloud 2 begins.
It is notably more difficult than Rainbow Butterfly Woods, and for that, it is actually where you start getting more types of enemies that can mess you up in a sense. And it's where they start getting some of their really interesting variety. I mean, other than like old spider lady wearing a sweater and a cane.
You can't wear a
And
cape,
legless Sniper Fox.
Max. Sniper Fox is a reoccurring enemy super type.
I mean, technically,
where-
everything we've encountered so far is.
Yeah.
Also, why were we using the Sandbreaker? I thought that was our fuck up weapon.
Yeah, but I could also evolve the Sandbreaker into a different weapon.
Yeah, we did the other quest part, so we don't
Oh,
need
okay.
to worry about that anymore. Now we just get to make whatever we want. And
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to
It's
make
For some reason I thought
progress
Sandbreaker
weapon.
was the worst weapon in general.
Well, it's got limited durability is the thing. But it trades that off with a high attack power. I found a specific use for the Sandbreaker later on.
Just breaking all that pesky sand. So are we keeping one bread in our inventory?
For Max. So, who's your favorite princess, Matt?
First one that came to mind was Mononoke.
Was
So I'm gonna
she?
say that one.
I think that was more like the thing people called her. I don't think she was an actual... Because she was raised by the wolves, you see.
yeah, but sure, like that makes her a princess of the wolves. Like you don't necessarily need a kingdom to be a princess.
You need the Kingdom of the Wolves.
So, Max, who is your favorite princess?
Mine must be and the frog.
God damn it.
Look, okay, guys, I'm hearing your complaints, and we're gonna stick with the color theme, but I guess we can shift from that, so we'll have and the P.
So wait, what about you, Charps? Have you considered the answer to your own question?
Ferris from Final Fantasy V.
Oh, that's a
That's
good
a
one.
legitimately really good choice.
A pirate king princess of Tycoon.
If I'm actually being legitimate, the one that comes to mind offhand is the Skyward Sword Princess Zelda.
What does she do? I haven't played Skyward Sword.
She actually goes on an adventure of her own, and there's just some really good emotional power there, and actually one of the more actual real relationships between Link and a Zelda in any game.
Oh, cool.
Both for not only like romantically involved, but actually seeing how they are as people together, which is interesting.
And we're gonna get even more of that with
Oh yeah, no, like the trailer for Breath of the Wild, like I wasn't that interested in freeform Zelda, but man, like that already broke my heart from just watching the trailer. I'm gonna die.
I was not interested in hardcore street style free rapid Zelda.
To be fair, the first one was a free.
In New Donk City.
The first Zelda was a free open world Zelda.
I don't know, you still needed specific things that you
Yeah,
had
but
to
you
find
could
to
do
get
like
places.
go at dungeons like way out of order if you wanted to.
I mean,
Yeah.
in a sense, but at the same
That's why
time,
that's why
like,
you can do reverse boss order.
In the same sense, though, they also have, like, that in Link Between Worlds. Because that one also, like, the dungeon you could do in order that you generally wanted other than, like, Final Boss.
I guess also, yeah, the same thing technically in, well, not as much in Link to the Past, because that you did need to, like, get items to get through parts of levels. Just the boss. That was before, like, bosses had to you had to use the item you got in the dungeon in the boss. And instead, every boss would just use your sword. Or
Yeah, and
use your arrow.
I definitely, like, get saying that they're more open, but I wouldn't call them open world as a whole. Because, like, open world game tends to, like, preclude, like, there are these micro objectives outside and around. Like, you're focusing on a ton of different resources rather than just trying to proceed. And it's really, like, the durability in crafting and there's a lot of empty space that are the things that are less interesting to me about it. Like, I'm still gonna play it, I'm gonna have fun, but those make me, like, a little less excited than I
I think I've heard from it, though, they've done a good job of filling, like, empty space with, like, wildlife and shit. So it doesn't feel like...
it's just... I'm sure it'll actually be pretty and not, like, miserable. I just get bored when traveling in games. It just happens.
I think you can also, like, well, you'll get a horse, at least. Or some means of quicker travel.
Yeah, we still haven't collected the key for this area, have we?
I think we did, actually.
You know what was kind of an open world Zelda?
I believe we got it immediately at the start, actually.
What was the key called? I totally missed it.
The
You'll
meat.
see.
Yeah.
Ah, this is our one. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
is
the
that
giant
what it
meat.
is?
The
Okay.
Tripoon's giant meat.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, because we have to summon a bird to take us to the next area.
And you know what was an open world Zelda? The second half of Wind Waker. Like, during the Triforce hunt. And stuff.
Again, I don't necessarily consider in any order to be open world, though.
Well, also, you know, like, you can, like, at that point, you can just sail anywhere. And do whatever in any, like...
Looks like we
Yeah,
got
but there's
it
still,
all.
like, a lot of individual objectives in locations. There's open exploration, but I don't consider that open world. There's actually a
So do
difference in, like, game
you
archetype.
synonymize open world and sandbox?
Sorta, yeah. I mean, that's what the term has come to be at this point.
I mean, so the
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto, like, you know, the pin map of open world also has, like, oh, like, you have these story missions here, but you can also just fuck around. That's, like...
Sure.
Yeah, but that
I
was
mean, that's
Grand Theft
technically-
Auto is also a sandbox, though.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto is also a sandbox. It has a lot more of just objective for just doing things that aren't actually anything about actual completing objectives.
Here comes the condor.
Like, you can watch a ton of people as they just mess around and blow up some things.
Can I
get
just
money.
point out that we are holding on to the meat as the condor takes us away?
Matt, please, I don't need to hear you talk about grabbing onto the condor's meat.
We enter the next area with the condor as its prey.
And that's why we pray.
Yes. Good night, Odette.
Pray for freedom.
Hold on, let me end this recording